it was like an hour away from where I go now, and changing schools is a very big thing because you have to make new friends and talk to new people. It was in first grade too, so it was very nerve-wracking and scary.
Oh, I know.
Do you remember who you ate lunch with that first day?
It's a girl named Kiana Jameson. She moved out though.
What do you think is the easiest way to make friends when you get to a new location?
Just talking to them, saying hi, and just being yourself.
So do you keep in touch with your friends from your other town?
No, not anymore. I was in kindergarten, like in first grade, so I didn't have a way to.
They don't have TikTok.
No.
Awesome. Thank you.
So talking about moving, starting a new school, that is a very common challenge for a young child to have to face.
Especially if, your parents are in the military, having to adjust. Some life skills that you can take from those as well.
She received a 57.
Okay, case number 46. Our school motto is no fear. What would you say to someone who is afraid to try anything?
That is a pretty difficult question. It kind of depends on what the fear is exactly. But let's say it's a fear of going out and doing something like this, which props to you guys for doing this. What I would say to them is you can't care what people think about you. You really can't. In this world, you need to be able to be yourself, and you need to be proud of who you are, because in the end, this is you, and you can't change what you talk like, what you look like, how you say things. And I think it's really important just to know this is who you are, and you need to love yourself.
Is there anything that causes you to be afraid?
Probably public speaking like this. I have a fear of messing up and not saying what I want to say, because my brain moves faster than my mouth does. So
we all know it. We all feel. We agree with you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.
So even though it's a fear of hers, she's pushed herself to do it, which is great.
Which is what the Amazing Shake is all about.
What it's all about.
Hello,
She
my
received
name's
a 75.
Wyatt, and I'm from Winchester, Kentucky.
Okay. And Wyatt's number 115. Can you explain a time when you had to think creatively to overcome a challenge?
Some times that I think I've had to think creatively to overcome some challenges are, of course, in the gauntlet rounds at my school and here, both this year and last year. But also, there was this really hard art class that I had in elementary school. And I don't know why, but that teacher really got to me. She really pushed me to my limits, and I learned a lot from her. But I just learned a bunch of things about colors and shapes, and that pushed me to be the person I am today and be able to make the decisions that I can now.
Do you think art classes should be hard in elementary school?
I don't think that the art class was hard. I think it was just more of me being bad at art, but...
How did you overcome that?
It was a lot of support from my teacher and my friends, but it was also a combination of just hard work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So he was mad at art, which I think was actually a charming thing to say. So
I love that. Just being real.
Didn't blame the teacher. He just wasn't his thing, but he got a
My name is
67 on
and I'm
his
from Beaumont,
answer.
California. I'm in 8th grade, and my number is 72.
All right. What advice would you give to someone who doesn't handle criticism well?
Well, as a person who doesn't handle criticism very well, I would maybe say just take it as a way to work on yourself, as a way to build yourself up, as a way to build others up. It's really important that you look at it from another person's point of view, that maybe I can be better if I listen to these people. I can be better if I listen to all this advice. I can be more amazing at everything that I do if I just listen to other people's feedback, if I listen to what they have to say.
I think everyone, including you, we all know that. What still makes it hard, though, to accept criticism?
For me, it's the fact that I feel I always have to be perfect. And I feel like that's a big thing for everyone on this stage. I feel like perfection is a big thing that we all strive to be. But when we mess up, it can be more difficult to try and accept that criticism, so I'm not perfect. Maybe I should look at it from a different way, look at what other people have to say about it, what other people may think, and that's just better. Yeah.
Thank you.
Definitely a maturity to her, I feel like, when she speaks, something about her presence, maturity.
Definitely came through in her response, and I think the judges would feel that as well.
And it showed up, 87.
She got an 87.
Hi, my name is Mather Tassif. I'm from Lakewood Catholic Academy in Cleveland, Ohio.
And Mather's number 234. Abraham Lincoln said, the best way to predict your future is to create it. What do you think he meant by that?
Wow. Okay, so I think that he means that we should write our own futures instead of just listening to what other people tell us, which is exactly what I did when I came here.
And so, how did you do that when you came here?
Well, I am a very, how do I say this? I'm a very opinionated person. I get impacted by everybody's opinions, and sometimes I'm pressured to do things I don't want to do. And I wanted to do this, but some people were pressuring me not to do it because they thought it would be embarrassing. And I just pushed back those thoughts and continued on and persevered through their opinions and went to this.
And now look at you right now. Okay, all right. Thank you.
He's like, yes, I am here, part of the top 50.
I love when you can tell kids real personalities in their answers, because I think that's part of the charm of
It is.
My name
right?
is Evelyn Blything.
Good job
I'm
to
from
him.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And I am representing Catholic East Elementary.
He scored a
in Toronto.
65.
And Evelyn's number 31. What advice would you give someone who wants to be a better student?
That's a really good question. I think I would tell them to be really confident in themselves. As someone who really strives to be that student, that top of the class person, I would say to really just focus on yourself, because if you get caught up in what everyone else is saying, that's all you're gonna think about. You are the only one that's growing, and so yes, listening to what other people's advice means to you is important. It also is really important to listen to yourself, and also don't push yourself too hard. I'm a person who has broken so many times because I push myself past my limits, and if you let that go, live in the moment, and do everything that you can and not everything that you think you should be doing, you can grow phenomenally even if you don't think so.
Thank you.
You know, there's a real theme here where a lot of these students, say that the pressure to be perfect is a very real thing. So that's interesting how that keeps coming up as a theme.
Yeah, and
Hi,
especially
my name
talked
is
about
Morgan
a lot on
Clark,
TikTok
and
as well.
I'm in
So
7th grade.
She received
I'm
an
from Art
87
Academy,
for her
and
good
I'm
answer.
From the land far,
Good
far
job.
away, Canada.
And Morgan is number 54. Okay, hold on a second. Okay. In a competition with...
Mr. Clark trying to find a new question, it seems, maybe, one that hasn't been used before.
Why do you feel it is important to make goals?
I feel it's important to make goals because goals are how you improve in life. I feel like a lot of people, including myself, look at what you've done in the past and look at the accomplishments that you've done in the past, and that allows you to still be proud of yourself, which is very important, but at the same time, not be looking so far into the future and how you can still improve. For example, as a young person, only in grade 7, even if I have accomplished a lot, I still have so much more life to live, and I think setting goals is how you keep on improving and not stop where you are today, especially as young people, which we all are, to keep on getting better as you move into adulthood and not stop now, because goals will allow you to keep on moving forward.
Thank you.
Wow, setting goals.
I thought she did great with that.
yeah.
It's interesting. We'll see how the judges scored, but I thought that was a pretty tough because it was such a wide open option there. 77.
77.
Hello, everyone. My name is Reed Iverson. I am an 8th grader at Ali Amanu Middle School, all the way from the sunny city of Honolulu, Hawaii.
Okay, all right.
Hey, Hawaii in the building.
Read is 114. There are discussions about changing the work week in America from 5 days a week to 4 days a week. Do you feel this would be a good or a bad idea?
You know, this is an interesting question because I feel like it's a widely contested idea how many hours a week people work depending on their job. But I believe that it would not be a good idea to change the work week from 5 days to 4 days, because in doing so, you would limit the amount of work that people get done and therefore limit the boosting of the economy and all the processes that we have to take in order to grow as America and as a nation. So that's why I think that we should not change it to 4 days a week.
How many days should people work a day? What's reasonable?
I think 5 days is a good amount of time because when you have the weekend of 2 days, it gives you time to connect. Okay.
Thank you, Reed. Thank you.
Interesting question there that
Yeah,
he's got to
right?
think about.
Absolutely.
and answer thoughtfully. So,
Wonderful.
what would y'all pick?
Hi,
Tell us in the
I'm
comments.
Lee Moore.
He scored
I'm
a 74.
student from East Washington Middle School from Southern Indiana.
And that's number 172. What do you think is the most important quality for a successful student and why?
I think the most important quality for a successful student is definitely to be confident. If you are not confident, you will not believe that you will ever get there. It's very important. You need to believe that you can get there. You need to set goals for yourself.
In what subject are you the least confident?
Least confident in is definitely computer science. I do not feel like I'm hanging on to this new technology that is being burst into this world.
So how do you make sure you remain successful even though you lack confidence?
If I lack confidence in that, I just have to bring more confidence. I just have to be the exact opposite. Convince myself every night, every day, just do the work, put the work in, and I will get the reward that I want.
Why is it hard to do that, you think?
It's hard to do that because you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So one thing to note is that students are not only judged on their answer, but how they command the stage,
Yes.
their body language, the way that they speak on the stage. That's something also to know that is part of the score. He received a 72.
Hi, my name is Payne Blankenship.
Presentation
I'm a
skills, eye
fourth grade
contact.
student at Union Elementary in Gallatin, Tennessee.
And Peyton's number 29. Have you ever been in a situation where you felt like giving up, and how did you push through?
So this is actually here, because I've just been, like, after being yesterday, being able to see all these people being so good and being in the top 10, I was like, I wish I was one of those people. I'm like, why did I not do that? But then it just brought my confidence down. But then I was like, they told us they want this as a learning experience. The first time to mess up here, but then able to look back on this to be when we're older, to be able to do better and know what we're supposed to do when we're older.
Do you think it's going to work?
I think it will work because it's worked for so many kids who've been here.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So at what moment did you realize, wait a minute, I can do this?
It was when I was in bed last night, and I was just thinking, I was looking through all the stuff that I did yesterday, and I was just kept on thinking and thinking. And then I was like, you're here for a reason.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we've had, I believe, 41 of the 50 finalists have now spoken on stage, so we're in the home stretch.
Yes. So stay tuned, and we'll see what she scored from the judges.
I'm Xavier
A score of 60.
I'm currently in 8th grade, and I'm representing Queen of Peace Catholic Academy in Gainesville, Florida.
And Xavier's number 261. Would you rather be the smartest person in the room or the funniest person in the room?
That's really hard because I love being funny and smart. But if I had to choose one, I'd probably choose funny, just because you gotta have personality in the room. You can be so dumb, but have a good personality and lighten up the room.
So how can your sense of humor open doors for you in the future?
My sense of humor can definitely open doors for me in the future because, you know, everything, you know how they say, laughter is the best medicine, and I truly believe that. And, you know, having a good personality, it will get you jobs in the future and other things that'll put you above that smartest person, even if, you know, because they're always going to go for the person that has more personality rather than the person that has no personality, and I really learned that here this weekend.
Awesome. Thank you, Xavier.
Thank you.
So he proved he's funny because he got a chuckle from us and the whole audience as well.
Great comedic timing for
Yes.
sure. So we'll see how the judges thought of him. He got an 85.
Got a high score.
Hi, I'm Malia Delgado, and I live in Greenville, South Carolina, and I'm a 6th grader at Bob Jones Academy.
Malia's number 68. Can you give an example of how you have had to adapt to change?
So actually, I changed schools this year, mid-semester, and I had a really good teacher in 5th grade, Mr. DeHart, and he taught me very well. And then I went to public school, middle school, so it was like really low for me, and I couldn't adapt. It was so hard for me that I couldn't realize that change isn't such a bad thing. It made me realize how I need to not be so focused on myself and how others see me, and I need to be myself. I just need to be myself even when others don't care, even when others don't think so.
Thank you. Thank you.
So another student sharing about how changing schools
Yep.
is a real stressor for a kid.
Definitely is. And these are things that you might not think about as an adult or as a parent, but kids are thinking about these moments all the time. How do I make friends? She scored a 66 for her
Hi,
response.
my name is Brooke Walker. I'm from Gainesville, Florida. I'm in 7th grade, and I'm representing Queen of Peace Catholic Academy.
Okay. It's number 249. If we were to visit your hometown, what is somewhere you would take us to visit and why?
Oh, I would definitely take you to visit. Let me see. I would say I love. My family has a beach house in St. Augustine, and I'm from Gainesville, Florida, and there are so many historical places in St. Augustine. My aunt has taken me there many times, and it's very beautiful there, and I would totally recommend going there.
Can you give us an example of one of the places?
I was pretty young, so I'm not sure if I can give exact examples, but I know they were. I'm trying to decide. I think there were a lot of buildings that they've been a little bit rusted and everything like that, and that's really what I remember because I think I was about 7 years old.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, so
Having
follow-up
to think
questions
on our
there.
feet there,
Yep,
recall
having-
things. It's hard when you're on a stage, though.
Mhm.
It is when you don't know what the question is. You know, you can go blank very easily.
I'm
53.
from County Middle School in Kentucky.
And this is number 236. Listen to this quote. Success is stumbling from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm. What do you think is meant by that?
Can you read that question again, please?
Success is stumbling from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm.
It's meaning no matter how many times you lose a challenge or no matter how many times you want to give up and you don't feel like you're doing good enough, it just always says you do not need to lose your courage and how you feel. You need to keep that enthusiasm with you as you're going on and to never give up even when things get tough in hard situations.
Do you feel that a number of failures can equal success?
Yes, because if you fail, a lot of times you can still get, people give you feedback about why you failed and how you can do better next time.
Thank you.
I love that she didn't quite hear the quote, and she said, can you say it one more time? You know, she took a minute instead of rambling about something she didn't know. She asked to make sure she was clear, and then she gave a solid answer.
The presence of mind to say, can you just say that again one more time?
Hi,
I love
my
that.
name is Reagan Workman.
She scored a
and I'm also from
77.
Mason County Middle School in the 8th grade.
This is number 257. Would you rather have a photographic memory or be able to forget anything you wanted?
I would personally love to have a photographic memory because then I could remember anybody that I've ever met and help me along my journey and success through my career and or just being a better person in my own house. And so I would love to memorize anything that I wanted, pictures, people, places that you might have visited once, passed through, or just can't remember.
Could there be a benefit to being able to choose things you want to forget?
Yes, I think there could be a benefit. Maybe you had a bad memory of like a family loss, a friend loss, anything like that, and that could benefit you because then you wouldn't have to remember it and go through that pain again.
Would you recommend someone to choose to forget a family loss?
I think that could just be them. If I wouldn't want to forget that because I wouldn't want to forget them, I would love to honor that and that they were in a better place now.
Okay, thank you.
I would definitely choose the photographic memory, too. I don't know
Yes,
about you.
Photographic memory, indeed. Just part of thinking back and remembering those good times together with the people that you love. There's just something special about that.
Aloha, everybody. My name is Madison Soria.
Wow,
and
she
I'm
scored an
representing
81.
Maui
Good
Manu Middle
answers.
School as an 8th grader in Honolulu, Hawaii.
That's number 226. What do you think is the best way to manage your time effectively?
As someone who has procrastinated over and over again, I think the best way to manage your time effectively is to really plan it out and see what you need to prioritize first. Like, what are the things that are due the next day, what's due in a week? And I think that that's where a lot of people struggle because they want to think about long-term projects before the projects that are due before. And so I really think that when you make a list and when you see what's due before others, then it can really help you manage your time a lot better.
Is there a benefit to procrastinating?
I don't think there is. I mean, unless you work the best under pressure, just like the Amazing Shake, then maybe that's what's going to help you. Maybe procrastinating is a good thing. You never know.
Would you say you're an organized person?
I say I'm organized in many different ways, but I feel like I'm organized in my schoolwork, I have my binders organized, and I think that I am an overall organized person.
Thank you.
Solid answers there.
Solid answers there as well, showing a little bit of personality as well. So we'll see if the judges take note of that in their scoring in just a little bit.
And we have 3 more students remaining. Just 3 more.
Just 3 more.
She received an 81.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. I am Daisy Richardson, just like the flower. I am from New Orleans, Louisiana. I'm from KIPP Leadership Academy, and this is a very good opportunity for a short girl, means little, a little girl from New Orleans with a big personality. So thank you.
Thank you. What's your number?
198.
198. Number 198. What is the problem in the world that you would like to see fixed?
Thank you for your question. Incredible question, by the way. A challenge. Wait, say it again.
What's a problem in the world you want to see fixed?
A problem in the world I want to see fixed is definitely gun violence, because I just recently lost my dad to gun violence Monday, and I feel like that's a very hard and sad thing to go through. So I really want to fix gun violence because it's a big, major problem in our world, especially in New Orleans. Everyone is getting killed every day because of gun violence, so I feel like that should really be stopped.
Okay, thank you.
Daisy, very special girl. She's already been a standout among so many, and her father did just pass away on Monday, and
Oh
yet
my
she's
goodness,
here.
she's
And to
here
get up on that
competing.
stage with that composure and to speak about the importance of gun violence.
Wow.
Hi,
I'm
everybody.
sure her dad is
Special
proud of
Evie
her.
child.
Hall,
That is
and I'm a
special.
6th grader from Honolulu, Hawaii, where the weather is great, but the traffic is not.
So Evie's number 97. What is the best way
Daisy
to
received
resolve
a 73.
When you're a friend with someone, you have a great relationship. And I think something about a relationship is understanding. And as much as everyone in this room would like to believe that we can naturally click with everyone, it's just not true. So part of having a friendship is being able to go through conflicts and being able to help that and let that better understand each other. And that is a very important aspect, I think, of a friendship. And I think that can really help you resolve a conflict. When you really think more about a problem, it really helps you solve it. So I had a friend steal a pencil, and I was mad about that, obviously. But then I thought about, why would they steal that pencil? Did they ask me for a pencil? Could I have given them a pencil, and would that have changed it? It's all about understanding why the person is mad at you. It's all about understanding why the conflict took place. And it's really about just becoming one with that.
Okay, thank you.
All right, very poised individual here. Gives me a very seasoned old soul. So
She says she's where the weather's great, but
All
the traffic is
righty.
not. I love
That's
that.
it. I think y'all did a phenomenal job. Let's
All
give
right,
it a
so
round of
that's it.
applause.
That is it.
All right, and
We
she
must
scored,
have had one too many chairs on the stage.
right. She scored a 70. So if you were keeping track, then you know what students are going to be moving on. But we're going to wrap that for you in just a few. So
I'm so proud of these students to be able to get up here on stage like this, to be asked a question on the fly, to be able to answer it with
Yeah.
such poise. Every one of them.
for a long day, yes. Congratulations.
I wish I had said that. I wish I had. Yeah, so if you wish you could redo it or say it again, everyone on the stage is pretty much thinks, oh gosh, I wish I could have that opportunity again. It's a hard thing to do. One question, 60 seconds, right there. Not easy. I thought y'all did a phenomenal job. I'm proud of each and every one of you. I'm waiting for the text. I'm going to get this text any moment. It's going to show me our top 24. It's going to our top 24. When I call you, you're going to come right up here. And then we're going to go right into our next
To the
round.
scores and writing them down. I'm sure you
Okay.
already know which top
So,
24
is
students
there a lot of things that
are
you
going to
wanna
be
say
moving
now that
forward
it's
since they were scored right there in front of us.
What do you
So.
want to say now?
We had a wide range of scores all the way from a 36 up to a 95.
Yes, so
Is
we will
that
see.
I wish I could have changed. Oh, you're handing it to me. I thought you were. My bad. I wish I could have changed my answer. I wish I could have, been more comedic or added more personality. And I also wish I could have, been more active on stage when I was just like, oh yeah, I think I should do this.
Funniest thing is that biggest personality everywhere except right there. Biggest personality everywhere except there.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
No, thank you.
I would say that even though I just went, would have been the same whether or not I was nervous. And I just wish I would have let that emotion go and really honed in on what was happening in the moment.
No, I liked it. I liked it because it was sincere, and I felt like you were talking from the heart. I really liked it. You looked at me too much, though, but I was enjoying it. Maybe if I'd have been scoring, it'd been awesome. But I think you should have looked at them a little bit more, maybe over there and over there a little bit. But I thought you were very sincere in your answer. I liked it. I thought you all
Helps
really
me to
did a
make
good
eye
job.
contact, so.
Huh?
It helps me to make eye contact when I'm answering a question.
Sure. No, it's good. It's good. I understand.
Hello again. I would just like to say, good job, everyone. Y'all did an incredible, amazing job. But I wish I would have elaborated my little answer more into why I really want to stop gun violence. But I think my answer was great, as always.
60 seconds. You don't have but so much time.
Well, I don't think that was the best answer I've ever given to any question. Honestly, I'm happy to be here, and I think that the fact that all of you here today are here is an amazing accomplishment in itself, and that you shouldn't be focusing. You are not defined by your score. You are not defined by a medal or a trophy. You are defined by the fact that you had the courage to come here today, and that you all did absolutely amazing, and you guys are amazing.
So right now, these students are just reflecting upon their answers, sharing what they would do differently while we're waiting on the final scores of the top 24.
Or at the bottom, it is? Top is top score. Okay. All right.
All right, here we go.
Because our 24, and everybody, if you didn't make top 24, you're on the stage. And that's pretty cool that you're here, you're on the stage. That's wonderful. All right, come up. Number 254, Alec, you made it. 198, Daisy Richardson. 151, Sophia. 46, KK. 41, James Burke. 232, Emily Swinson. 236, Kinsley Thomas. 201, Justin Rolls. 54, Morgan Clark. Number 60, Lucas Couto. 127, Lucia. 112, Bryson. 27, Marissa. 23, Dante. Y'all come right up here with me, okay? Come over here, y'all. 254, Reagan Workman. 226, Madison Soria. Number 13, Dylan Andrews. 103, Jack Harrington. 261, Xavier. Our top 5. 124, Olivia. 124? Where's one? Huh? Uh-oh. Did you have the wrong number in for this one? She said she'll come up here. Oh, she was the practice. So, no, her score's there, and she did good on the practice one. But we can't have her come up now, so text me one more name, which would be the next person, because they get to come, and there might be another one. No, the girl with the gum didn't do that well. So text me one more name after that. So we have 5 more. Number 72, McKenna Drake. 31, Evelyn. Second place, Deasia. 223. And first place, 259, Gregory.
So we have the top 23. We're waiting on one more. When we were practicing setting up the scores, one of those scores was plugged in, and they didn't know that backstage. So we're about to find out. There we go.
And there we have it. These are our top 24 students. Moving on to the next round of the Global Amazing Shake.
We're together for a picture.
The students should be so proud. They were the top 50, and now they get to move on to the next round, which is going to begin very shortly here. Our judges are going to be getting swapped in, and they're going to move right into the group interview round where we Might have some special things happening
Special
here.
guest for the group interview round. So these students from amongst over 7,400 kids across the country competing in the Amazing Shake, to be in the top 24, to even be here in the building is phenomenal. But how exciting for them.
Very exciting moment. They get to go back to their towns, to their schools, to their communities, and say that we represented you all so well. We made it to the top 50 and now the top 24.
You know, and Gregory was the #1 person in the gauntlet, and he was the #1 right now. He's going to be one to watch to see how he does in the future rounds.
He killed that response up there. Just big personality, great responses. There was substance there in that comedic timing as well, so it was perfectly wrapped in a bow. Definitely the #1 to watch here today.
Absolutely. So they're going to transition the stage here just a bit for our special guest who'll be coming up. And if you're just joining us, you are watching the Global Amazing Shake.
Yep. And so we're actually going to go off of this broadcast. I would say, Tim, we're going to go off of this broadcast and then come right back in just a little bit. So stay tuned for the next round. We'll be right back.